You guys should know that Jaguar Wright is determined to break up with Beyonce because over the past few years, she has put her foot on her neck and isn't letting go anytime soon. Since Jay-Z was revealed, Jaguar has been applying increasing pressure to Beyonce. That she is very dishonest about Beyonce. The streets have been suspecting that there was a lot of foul play surrounding Aaliyah's death, and now that she has exposed some of the dirt she knows about Beyonce, it appears as though she is hinting to Beyonce's possible involvement in Aaliyah's demise. Passing, but everyone assumed that Jay-Z did it out of jealousy. However, Jaguar is now claiming that Beyonce was involved in a plot to remove Aaliyah, which is a different story. There are a lot of things to consider here, so let's break it down. If there are two celebrities that Jaguar Wright despises more than anybody else in Hollywood, it's Beyonce and Jay-Z. Sure, she despises Diddy as well, but it's nothing compared to how much she detests the Carter family since she never stops working to expose them, like she did when Diddy was revealed. And you all know what Jaguar did when Cassie sued him last year. She took that opportunity to disparage Jay-Z, saying that he was much worse than Diddy and that he was aware of Diddy's shenanigans.
Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy. Just been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
Honestly, it's...
Since Jaguar stated in an interview that Jay-Z allegedly tried to kill her when she was his backing vocalist and that he chased her with a box cutter, it's really not shocking that she despises them so much.
Sean Carter is just as bad as the diddler. And I know that for a fact. I got the scars to prove it.
So there's been so many people on the internet trying to figure out where you are. They're watching you. They're doing all types of stuff trying to figure you out.
You want to know what a box cutter feels like going into your skin and ripping you? I can tell you how it feels. Y'all ain't seen shit yet. That Cassie shit, that's nothing.
So are you trying to say like Jay-Z put hands on you?
I'm saying Sean Carter remembers everything he did to me and he's got it on tape. Just like Diddy.
Thus, in a recent interview with Piers Morgan, she continues to reveal the Carter secret, proving that there is no love lost between Jaguar and them. Jay-Z was apparently the driving force behind the Me Too campaign, according to Jaguar, because he needed to get rid of R. Kelly. She claimed that he distanced himself from R. Kelly and effectively funded the Me Too movement because he was attempting to conceal proof of his involvement with R. Kelly.
Movement was a ruse. It was a setup. It was a scam. I'm saying that now, publicly. Dream Hampton spearheaded the Surviving R. Kelly campaign, which fueled the Me Too campaign. And that was all funded by Sean Carter to make sure that Robert Kelly went to jail. Get his lick back. Why is nobody understanding that Dream Hampton was being financed and ran by Sean Carter? They were able to go and get all of these witnesses because he was there with Robert Kelly. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing to see what's right there. If the Me Too movement were real, why aren't they speaking now? They've also been very quiet.
However, She has more to say on Aaliyah's passing, asserting that Beyonce was the one who supposedly unveiled her.
3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about.
That was a bold statement, but Jaguar followed through on it without stuttering, as I mentioned. Fans have consistently connected Aaliyah to the Carters, claiming that Jay-Z's obsession with her began when Aaliyah was married to R. Kelly, his best friend, whom Jaguar claimed Jay-Z had set up to be taken down. The sad part of this story is that R. Kelly married Aaliyah against her will when she was only 15 and he was 27. When her parents learned of the marriage, it ended in divorce. But what was really unsettling was that Jay-Z not only knew about the marriage and did nothing about it, he also became obsessed with Aaliyah in the early 2000s. Aaliyah was that Hollywood lady who seemed to be more than just one of the largest female celebrities. Even though she was the biggest at the time, Aaliyah knew how desirable she was, and she wasn't shy about it. She was out here giving it her all. With that kind of fame, you know she had a ton of admirers and plenty of men trying to shoot their shot, including Jay-Z and Dame Dash. The men's relationship was already rocky, but when they started competing for the same woman, well, things got even messier. As much attention as she received from hanging with guys, she didn't really commit to any of them. According to sources, she didn't even want to get intimate. Rather, she just enjoyed the attention and gifts that came with it. Jay-Z and Dame were both in that circle, trying to win her over, knowing full well that they were doing the exact same thing.
Kind of eased up, but then we ran into each other. It's a long story.
So you and Jay was both getting at Aaliyah, obviously.
Everybody was getting at Aaliyah, bro.
Right.
She was like, you know, she'll go to dinner with a but she wasn't going to just be smashing. So that was like the big deal, like who could get with her.
Two buddies pursuing the same girl is a surefire formula for failure every time. We've seen it happen far too frequently, and it never turns out well. Naturally, jealousy set in pretty quickly, and Aaliyah wasn't helping matters. Simpler if you went on dates with them both. It's understandable that things went south quickly since she was out here enjoying her best life, while Jay and Dame were probably sighing at each other every chance they got.
Of Rockefeller's breaking.
But everybody knows that. Like we were both. I
heard it, but I didn't.
Yeah, but they be trying to act like he was like really whatnot. He was sending flowers and doing all this that he was courting her. So we were both going hard.
You know, since Jay-Z is known for taking things personally, this whole situation was already teetering on the verge of collapse when Aaliyah ultimately chose to hook up with Dame. Despite Dame's refusal to come clean to Jay-Z, Jay was nonetheless made aware of it because everything transpired during a 4th of July celebration that they were all attending.
And I remember coming downstairs, like, you know, it happened. He was like, I said, you know, this is going to be hard for me. Because he was like, his friends were laughing at him and shit. So.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I might have a question since we're talking about Aaliyah. And ignore me if it's too much, but do you have any opinion on the R. Kelly situation? Do you think he got railroaded or he's there, he's working?
Dame also disclosed that he was aware that Jay-Z would be difficult for him because of his intense rivalry with Jake. For this reason, I felt as though I was in a situation where I had to tell him to get out of here. Jake, I decided to let it go because I was shocked that he worked on a project with her and Kelly while knowing that she was my girl. Jaguar Wright further asserted that Jay-Z's sour attitude about Aaliyah was the cause of the rift between Dame and him.
Funny because Biggs is up under him now, but it was really Jay and Biggs that had the problem. Like they had the beef, you know what I mean? Like I was always just like, let's just be friends. Like I just want to be brothers. You know, that's all I wanted, was just to be cool. And yeah. So I forgot what I was going. What was I talking about?
And we was just talking about Jay-Z doing the album with
the R. Kelly.
With R.
Yeah,
Kelly,
so
even though he knew that.
I got it.
Aaliyah.
So one of the things that to squash the beef, also I was like, well, and either way, I was like, well, I'm not. Just don't put my name on that. I don't want no money from that. If it is, put it to Aaliyah Foundation.
After that, he moved on to Beyonce, but the public was certain that he still had feelings for Aaliyah. It didn't help that the two of them were in a competitive relationship at the time, and being in a strange love triangle made matters worse. However, Aaliyah suddenly died in a plane crash, and Beyonce unexpectedly gained the man. The circumstances surrounding her death are still very sketchy to this day because they were completely avoidable. Bahamas shooting a music video, but what's shady about this is that everything was set up to go during the original shoot, which was supposed to take place in Florida. However, director Hype Williams abruptly decided to move the entire thing to the Bahamas without first consulting Aaliyah. The shoot itself proceeded smoothly, and they even finished early. However, when it came time to return to Florida, they got stuck because there was no transportation because they were ahead of schedule. Aya called her friend. Lenny Kravitz was about to take off in his aircraft to take Aaliyah home when Hype Williams intervened, claiming he had another trip scheduled. The substitute plane was a complete bust at first, too tiny for Aaliyah and the crew, and much worse, overloaded. According to reports, the pilot was intoxicated. Several eyewitnesses stated that Aaliyah was uneasy about the whole thing and would not board the aircraft. Apparently, her team coerced her into taking it. Jaguar was alluding to this in her Piers Morgan interview when she said that the plane crashed shortly after takeoff, killing Aaliyah and everyone else on board. What made this even more suspicious was that a number of insiders, including Mary J. Blige, had bravely spoken out in the past about how there was more to Aaliyah's death than we knew, and that she implied that Aaliyah was sacrificed.
I just know that that was a murder. You know what I'm saying? That was a spiritual murder. Whether people know it or not, because God don't kill people. You know what I'm saying? Whether people know it or not. And I could go deep, but a lot of people I would have to really bring proof. You know what I'm saying? For what I learned. And she just was cut down in the prime of her life. And it's so unfair.
The rumors that Beyonce took Aaliyah out because she wanted the man are so strong in the streets, and admirers of the singer have said that Beyonce was jealous of Aaliyah and that she was involved in the situation since she knew more. Rather than what she is personally saying, I'm over this whole mess, and what I'm learning about Beyonce's nasty self is insane and terrifying. But please share your thoughts with me and watch this next video.